pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All trustees are present. If you haven't, be silent. Please. First up, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing on increasing the water user rates for water inside and outside of the village. So, moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Brodman. All those in favor of opening the public hearing? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anyone from the public? Okay. Steve, real quick, anything?
Well, I mean, to put it simply, our expenses are outpacing our revenues. We need to raise the rates.
And again, as I said before, important to have that that fund for future projects that we're looking at doing, and also any emergency repairs that I can give examples of. How many water main breaks did we have this winter, just out of curiosity?
I'd have to say probably over 40.
Entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Peets. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the local law to amend the village code to increase user fees for water inside and outside of the village.
So
Moved by trustee Peets, second. Second by trustee Bowden. It goes from 538 to 646 for users inside the village for the first for the 3,000 gallons from 457 to 548 for the next 17, 353 for 24, 6,000. Users outside the village increase the monthly rate for 1,000 gallons from 565 to 678 for residential, 1029 to 1235 for commercial, 1029 to 1235 for industrial, and 565 to 1235 for institutional. Users outside the village are not in a district, monthly rate per 1,000 gallons, 707 to 848 for residential, 1285 to 1542 for commercial, 1029 to 1542 for industrial, 707 to 1542 for institutional. That is effective June 1, 2026. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Peets?
Aye.
Trustee Brodman? Aye. Trustee McGowan? Aye. Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Thank you. Next up, I'll entertain a motion to increase the water meter testing rates. Actually, to open the public hearing for that. So, moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Brodman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. One. Steve, you want to give us a little?
Sure. So what this is a recourse for an individual that doesn't believe their water meter is working correctly. So we've had a flat fee of $35 for some time. In the past, the village used to pull the meter out of the house and test the meter in our water shop. I got away from that several years ago, where I sent it to an independent third-party lab, and they tested and gave us a report. And the charge is only $50. It's been $50 for a while. It could go up. Just to recoup that cost. We don't do this very often.
And this would go from 35 to the actual third-party cost. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved. Moved by trustee Brodman, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Peets. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the proposed resolution to amend the village code to increase meter testing fees.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Peets, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Peets?
Aye.
Trustee Brodman? Aye. Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Next up, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing to increase sewer rates.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Peets. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public hearing is open. And this one, we would increase user charge sewer system from $10.73 to $12.88 per month per unit, from $21.46 to $25.76 every 2 months per unit. User charge sewer plant, increase user charge sewer plant from $3 per 1,000 gallons to $3.60. Minimum usage of 1083,000 gallons per month per unit, from 18 to 2160. That's for 6,000 gallons. Effective June 1st. Anyone want to comment?
I'd just like to point out that the metered sewer user charge has been the same since 2010.
Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the proposed resolution to amend increase the sewer rates.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Peets. It's a roll call. Trustee Peets.
Aye.
Trustee Broadbent. Trustee McGowan. Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
And I am aye. Next up, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing to increase service charges for solid waste. So moved by trustee Broadbent, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's open. Ellen, would you like to kind of give us a rundown of what's going on at the county?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. Guess it was a year ago I stood here and said hello to everyone from being on the St. Lawrence County Solid Waste Deputy Director for the last 2 years, on year number 3. Due to operating costs at Dank landfill, where all your material goes, we have to continue increasing our fees with the St. Lawrence County Department that passes on to all your municipality residents, businesses, but also anybody who uses the transfer stations. For the last couple of years, Dank has raised the fee for $4 per ton, whether it be municipal solid waste or C&D. We still have offered for your spring cleanup projects a reduced tip fee to help out, which I understand this year will not be entertained, if my understanding is correct.
We're gonna go a different route.
Okay. Yep. So therefore, due to the controlled flow law, everything needs to stay within the St. Lawrence County control, that everything gets hauled down to Dank landfill of a partnership with Jefferson and Lewis counties as well. This past year, we raised our fees additional $2 over the cost of what Dank did, so for $6. And already for 2027, they will be increasing their rates another $4. We have yet to sit down and do our budget, but any price increase at this time will probably take effect January 1st of 2027. Unlike yourselves, you guys are seeing an increase regards to purchasing equipment, employee benefits. Also, don't forget, St. Lawrence County still maintains 3 closed landfills that the DEC also makes sure that we maintain properly with the procedures of having wells tested both on site and also around the area for the residents. So therefore, that is a cost that also has to be accommodated in our raising of our tip fees. We do not have a set rate in mind at this time. Also understand that with recycling, this county is a zero source separated. All our materials hauled downstate to Liverpool. So therefore, the idea of the cost of transportation of our equipment, our employee, and also the tipping fee is also looked into, due to the fact that at this time, we are actually paying more for a tip fee across the scales than what you're actually being charged at the transfer stations for recyclables that come on the compactor trucks. On that, I don't really have the best news, but understand the price increase on your behalf, that eventually they say we'll be seeing another one here in January unless told differently. Mid-year, I believe the year 2023, prior to my arrival, you actually had 2 price increases. One in 1st of January 2023, and another one that took effect October of 2023, and then the next one would then regular January of 2024. But everything is a price increase. Unlike, purchasing a regular car that we all used to probably got for 20, 30,000 is now running about 60. Well, same thing with our tractor trailers. Stuff that used to purchase roughly around 100, 150,000 is now looking at 250,000 with the cost of emissions and everything else, and now also increasing diesel fuel to keep us up and operational. So the buck is being passed, unfortunately, to everyone else.
Ellen, do you
Yes,
know
sir.
how long the agreement is that you have, St. Lawrence County has with Bank?
I do not believe there's an actual time frame. Looked into that. That is something that the forefathers started back when they started closing all the community landfills, and therefore the agreement may not even have an expiration date. And say all three counties are involved in this at this time.
Has the county ever considered exploring other options, like, I don't know, Franklin County?
With the control flow law and the agreement that they signed with Dank, all three counties have to take it to Dank.
I guess then that's my next question. How long is that, I call it exclusivity or that flow control law? How long is that agreement for?
That's been set up since 1991, from what I can see in the local laws that were started. There were some amendments in 1997. Franklin County has their own control flow law. St. Lawrence County has theirs, Jefferson has theirs, Lewis has theirs. So it is something where the idea that they don't necessarily want to take any outside to take up the airspace that would have been taken up by other communities. So therefore, Dank is just directly for Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence counties.
And there's no way out of that.
You would have to talk to our higher personnel.
The great 15 legislators haven't come up with an idea for that yet. My good friends at the county.
Prior to the mid-90s, I believe, they were looking at probably doing that incinerator unit that would have been installed over in Ogdensburg, out back off of, looks like the Arnold Wagner Road, and we all know where that went.
Yeah, you know who was the deciding vote?
No, sir.
I thought.
Okay. Not aware of that. So therefore, anything else right now, some of your other communities that have incinerators, both Oswego County and also Onondaga, they are limited to how much they can take from out of the county. And therefore, we're not able to be processed at this time for that. There are other avenues that possibly could come around, but even if we were to pull out, I'm sure there's still also a financial reimbursement that they have to be paid to date through the department. And just remember, we are not taxpayer based. We are an enterprise. So therefore, we do not get any taxpayer money other than what municipality people pay to you to utilize our services. So therefore, anything that we earn across the scales is our money that we use to be an operational.
I remember when that vote happened, when they were thinking of actually doing the incinerator, the problem with it was that in order for the incinerator to break even, they had to charge a larger fee per ton than what the landfill in Rodman was charging. And so the rationale was, you think people are gonna drive how many more miles from Rodman to Ogdensburg? 70? They're gonna have them drive an extra 70 miles to pay more money, so that was the rationale.
So this is the other situation we're up against. If you were to take trash to Franklin County, last time that we had to do the fact that 81 was shut down due to weather and everything, the snowstorm, I believe our tipping fees at that time was roughly $115 a ton. If someone was to transport trash from here to Rodman, it's right now, for their posting fees, municipal solid waste is $61 a ton. So the difference that we have right now for our municipal solid waste at 206 is to help accommodate our operating costs, our trucks, our drivers, our benefits, everything else, and also the number of closed landfills that we have.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to say go to Jefferson County is roughly $93 tipping fee, but they also have a shorter distance, so they can get more runs into the landfill of Rodman. Clinton County, last I understood last year, they were around 121, 125 on that service. So they say it's not the idea that we're trying to take advantage of the system. It's just that this county being as large as we have, there's not many other communities that have to deal with 3 flow fluctuating down to 12 right now, and our biggest expense is gonna be equipment.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
I was just gonna suggest St. Lawrence County is like the biggest county on this side of the Mississippi. You would think there'd be somewhere, because most everybody in St. Lawrence County lives on the river, right? So we're driving that far, you'd think there'd be somewhere that somebody might wanna go into business doing that kind of stuff. I don't know what kind of hoops you'd have to jump through, but,
You're
You know,
gonna have opposition, just like down
oh,
at Seneca Meadows.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
Seneca Meadows, there is a lot of the community there trying to shut them down from
I
even
was there a
getting
few
their
weeks ago,
existing.
and it smells wonderful. I
Yes,
understand.
Yep, so therefore, I mean, there's possibly other ways, and sometimes the states even has restrictions because of DEC with their air pollution of authorizing new services.
No. County's kind of locked within the fortress, so. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask, when you were here last time, you mentioned textiles and no longer doing that. Is there any plans to bring that back?
There was an agency out of New Jersey, no, excuse me, New Hampshire, that was looking to be able to put their boxes up at like the local Kinney drugstore, so that way there are people who have a 24-hour, 7-day unit to dispose of their waste as far as their textiles. And they were supposed to be coming in through Jefferson and St. Lawrence counties. Their main office was New Hampshire, with also setting up one in Albany and Syracuse. Dank is actually in the process of trying to get that started back again. It's a possibility that they just didn't get an agreement because they didn't realize how far north we were to be able to get that service taken care of. We've had a couple other ones that are trying to take care of it through Clarkson and St. Lawrence universities, that sometimes they do make connections with the Dank representative, but it's bigger than anybody expected. And when people do call, we suggest either to nursing homes, ARC homes, and, sometimes granted the Salvation Army we only have here and not in some of the other ones, other than some small mom and pop thrift stores to be able to take them to. What people didn't realize was happening was those boxes that we put out for free, they were getting rid of their vacuum cleaners, their dirty dishes, their dirty clothes, ripped clothes, and it wasn't for that type of service. It was supposed to be for good used clothes that somebody else could utilize down the line. The group out of New Hampshire actually would have washed the clothes, would have put them back out to women's care centers, different agencies and everything else, so that way they were being repurposed. Where when people started putting the regular trash in because it was a free service, it actually ruined the program.
That's the way it usually goes. Anyone else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming on, I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you
Thank
coming.
you very much.
Thank you.
I'm available anytime, and before I forget, next month, Steve, so you're aware too, Massena transfer station will be getting new set of scales installed. We will be going longer in length. It looks like we're going to be able to update sometime this month of May, well, next month of May. We're hoping for the next week, but it's going to be held off. So we will be under construction, but we'll still be open all the time. We're just going to move the existing set of scales from one side to the other side of the building, put the new ones on the same side we're operating right now, and so we shouldn't expect any downtime. We're still trying to operate as normal.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion. Anyone else? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Moved by trustee Pete, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Entertain a motion for proposed resolution to increase the service charges for solid waste. Increase the monthly charge per unit, family and commercial, from $27.50 to $33, and from 55 to 66 bi-monthly. Start June 1st. Moved by trustee Pete, second. Second by trustee Brown. It's a roll call. Trustee Pete.
Aye.
Trustee Broadman.
Aye.
Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay. That's the end of our public hearing. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
On to the treasurer's report. Kevin?
Hello, everybody.
Kevin?
Apologize in advance here, and now afterwards, if you can duck out. I'm told I have a horrible sinus infection.
Oh, jeez.
Horrible. should have all of the reports up into the Google Drive that you need. I also sent you, I believe, email and loaded up on the drive, the rescue squad summary. We're getting near the end of the year, so the numbers that you're starting to see in those projections are getting pretty accurate. So that's kind of where we're at as of right now. Again, this table here doesn't show projections, but number 4, the payment on the refunded community center bond was processed for March. Payment of $78,016 was principal and interest, semi-annual interest. Next payment's going to be due in September. Again, this is not going to be paid off until 2036 because we did end up refinancing it. When we refinanced it, we kept the same term, with a lower rate. Number 5, don't really need any motion or any kind of action on this. We still have another year to go. This doesn't run out until May 31st of 2027 fiscal year for the agreement that we have on our OPEC contractual agreement with the actuary. So your called GASB 75, other post-employment benefits report that they do for us that is part of my year-end financials. Every other year we have to do a full valuation, which takes a lot more time to put it together, more information that they need. So I'm about to start getting that going for them because that is more entailed every other year. There's a higher cost to it. So this year is $57.50. It's usually just around $2,500. So just letting you know that this will be ending May 31st, 2027. We're going to start working on it now. Number 6 is a budget amendment for the fire department foreman. Looking to request to recognize the revenue. We kind of talked about this. The revenue for the additional money that the village is getting from the town of Massena for the fire contractual agreement, the fire protection. Because of the increase that we're getting, it's actually 35% that we pay out to the volunteers. So that was not part of their budget. So this is to recognize the additional revenue that we're getting, but then also give it to his budget because it's showing that he's in the negative right now, doing overstuff, which really isn't indicative of him overspending. It's just that mostly that one item. So we're looking to increase the revenue 100-2262 by $74,600. And then increase this fire contractuals by the same amount to the 100-34,400.
Entertain motion? So moved by trustee Simpson, second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the only one other item that I had that did not make it in time was the budget modification to move the money for the radios for the fire out of that capital fund. I just got the final numbers from Tom Miller today, so I told him that I would take care of that next meeting.
Next week. Okay.
That's all I have.
All right. On to the committee reports. Yeah, I should probably tell which one we're doing. Go.
Obviously, there's some things that are on the agenda, personal related to come. Otherwise, I don't have anything for those meetings.
No, I think,
Maybe next month, but we're not so busy we can meet, so I don't.
yeah, this is good for sure. DPW?
Yes, so DPW, guys are just out doing cleanup right now, doing some patchwork until they're able to start with paving. They replaced 2 water pumps on Urban Drive. And,
Nope, they have some other stuff going on there too. They're sending some equipment and staff over to the public library this Thursday, the 23rd, for touch a truck. Their story hour there is construction vehicles, and after dooryard where the children can go, see the vehicles and get their picture taken with them. They're having an exhibit table at Massena Central High School for their job fair on the 30th. They're going to be hosting some BOCES students for a work-study program in May and also in the first week of June. And they really want to encourage residents to sign up for their email and text alerts. This service is free. They will be providing updates on garbage and the holiday schedule, things like road construction and road closures, public safety notices such as boil water advisory notices and water interruptions, and they can sign up for that through the village website and choose the Department of Public Works, and they can also find that information on the Facebook page.
Thank you, Sean. Should also mention the 30th, April 30th, job fair at the high school. I believe we have several of our departments are going to be present, so.
Putting on community development.
Just still working on the Red, White, and Blue event. We did open up the application process for the vendors, and we've had quite a few trickle in for there, so just moving ahead on that.
Great. Emergency services, police, fire, rescue.
Some items to consider in the agenda. Seems like there's been a lot going on, but I don't really have a lot to report. Chief, do you have anything?
There's a trivia night, spaghetti trivia night. All the proceeds are gonna benefit PAL, of Massena. It's 16 Beach Street, the Italian American Club. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Looks like $10 a plate. And then just teams for trivia. $120 for teams of 4. So if you can register, there's actually a site on our Facebook that helps you and guides you to where to go. But it's all benefiting PAL to help the youth in the community.
What was the date?
This Saturday, the 25th.
Nothing on employee contracts and insurance. Personnel, I think we've got a few items coming up, right? Brett?
So David and I attended the rec meeting on the 14th. Concession was down, so they're considering opening it during lacrosse to try to get some money coming in for there. Massena Figure Skating has their spring school. It started on the 23rd of March and it ends this week on the 25th. It's a 5-week program that ends with the basic skills competition. And then that will be the end of the ice, so it'll come out Monday. They have the bid remediation open, that just came out. They have indoor lacrosse starts on the 30th of April. And
Okay, thank you. Initial public comment period. Anyone wanting to address the board, please do so. State your name, limit your time to 3 minutes. Anyone wishing to address the board, online? In-house? Seeing none, moving on. Old business. First up, need a motion to award contract for mowing of properties in violation of village code. This would go to Northrop Hilltop, Street Landscaping, we've worked with before.
so
Moved by trustee Peak, second. Second by trustee Simpson. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, award the contract for removal of trash, debris, and rubbish from properties in violation of village code. Once again, this would go to Northrop's. Entertain a motion? So moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee McGowan. Questions? These guys did a really good job. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On the new business, first up, the village cleanup program. Steve, do you wanna, this was your brainchild.
Well, it was a collective effort,
Yep.
amongst many people. So what we're gonna do this year, instead of, having residents transport their items to the transfer station, which was widely unpopular, we're gonna, attempt to launch a new program. So June 1st to the end of September, we're going to collect, one non-standard, non-garbage item, very similar rules, as were in effect when we used to pick up the curbside. So there's no hazardous material, no construction debris, no toilet sinks, no windows, doors, no mattresses, box springs, no sleeper sofas, no tires or exercise equipment. There's a laundry list of things that are acceptable for free at the county transfer station. And those are electronics, bulk metal, they'll take your paint, when they have a hazardous waste, clean up. And most of the, I believe the lumberyards, some people will take used paint as well. Cell phones, those all go to the transfer station for free. Exercise equipment, can go to the transfer station for free. So hopefully this will satisfy a lot of complaints. We heard a lot of complaints on the timing of the cleanup, the structure, the hours, having to transport themselves. Hopefully it's a middle ground for everybody. Something to note, a collection of smaller miscellaneous items can be put in a 34-gallon garbage can and can be considered one item for the purpose of cleanup for the summer. Any additional items will be left at the curb and notified to code as a violation.
So let's just kind of go through some scenarios to kind of help people. If I have a simple end table,
Yeah,
put it out there, that's one item,
that's right.
okay? Don't put out your end table and the little chair that goes next to it, okay? So one item at a time.
Even though maybe a matching set,
Yeah.
that's 2 items.
Yeah. If I have a lawn chair, and I've got 2 lawn chairs I'm dying to get rid of, but they're big, and I know I can only put out one at a time.
That's correct.
So, again, it's, if you wanna put out one item a week for
Yeah,
June 1st until
it's about 17 weeks.
17, you get 17 items that you can put out.
I could jam a lot, but garbage can.
So,
Well, I mean, hopefully, so that'll cover everybody's seasons. That'll cover your spring cleanup, your summer use. I've heard a lot of complaints about, the end of summer items, so lawn chairs, used pool equipment, stuff like that. So hopefully that'll make the residents happy, and keep the village cleaned up.
are we gonna send this out? Oh, okay, great, so they can expect something in their water bill, I'm assuming.
Yep.
So I just want to comment, like, couches, bedding, beds, we're not taking those, just so everybody knows.
So we're not taking sleeper sofas.
Take a
Okay.
regular couch.
Regular couch.
We will take a couch.
You will, okay, but no mattresses.
No mattresses.
Okay,
No
so
box
that
springs.
they would have to figure out to get rid of on their own.
That's right.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because
Yep.
June 2nd, someone's gonna have a mattress by the room.
Yeah. I think the best way to go this is kind of a middle ground between, the popular service that we used to do, picking up the curb, and the unpopular service of, the last few years. So, it takes the transportation out of it for the residents. I'm hopeful it's gonna work well. I think it's a good service to provide. I hope it's not abused.
And again, I really hope it's not abused, and like Ken has coined that phrase, let's all be a good neighbor. Don't ruin this, where we have to say, sorry, folks, we have to go back.
We all remember those mounds over on East Orford Street, so.
Yeah.
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 Right, John? John's got the.
Yes.
So I think it's a great compromise, and I think everyone involved that came up with this plan, that's a great idea. So it'll be, we'll put something out in your water bill, and again, this doesn't start until June 1st.
Correct.
June 1st. Okay? And we'll also, we should probably blast this on social media too.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Super, good.
and the brush change too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna be offering, brush collection, and instead of there was a couple months in the summer we did not pick up brush. Very cumbersome for the residents. We're gonna be offering that service year round. We still appreciate when residents have the ability to bring it to the old DPW themselves. It takes some more load off us, but we will be picking up brush all year.
big thing, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, are the gates open in certain hours, days, or is it,
They're open, basically daylight hours.
And the big thing, again, people need to understand, don't get your tree cut down and all of a sudden put it all out to the side of the road. That's not what this is for.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
not
just
the
for
program.
some.
This is, this is to help people out when they need to, make a trimming, especially this time of year. This is not for, stripping a property.
I've already seen a few things, and as I'm driving down my street, I see one tree down, I'm going, I really hope that's not at the side of the road, I really hope they're coming to pick that up later, so.
Yeah. And I believe we give the residents an abundance of service for, our newly increased rate of $33 a month, but, you get your refuse service, you're now gonna have your collection of items all summer, you get year-round brush service, grass and leaves picked up, we don't chip your Christmas trees, it's a lot of service for that kind of money.
Yeah. Good, thank you. Next up, kind of a discussion, an announcement of the water leak forgiveness program. Steve, I'll let you do this.
Yeah, sure, so, my tenure as supervisor of the water department for many years, I've seen a lot of cases where, a couple of things, good people get into bad situations, have something running that they're not aware of, and they end up with an exorbitant bill. And what's compounded that problem for the people and for the village is when we switch to bi-monthly billing. So that it increases the time span when, before the village can notify them that they're having an issue. I've seen some real sad situations where we're losing exorbitant bills. And then I've seen a lot of situations where I simply can't come up with an explanation for what the meter reading is and why it is the way it is. And we're handing people an exorbitant bill. So what this is a program that would allow a resident one time in 5 years to be relieved of some of the charges of those exorbitant bills. And this does not apply to rental property or vacant properties. I think I really think there's a need for this. Many communities have a program like this. And I think it's a good faith effort on the village's part. I think the mayor has been apprised to some situations over his tenure that are pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And I think it's a program that we should move forward with.
And the great thing is it's consistent, so like when,
Right.
I remember one elderly lady came to me and she had a water bill, I forget, but it was $3,000, I
Yeah.
think. And, I tell her there was a mistake and water leak, and so helped her out, but at least this way it's not, it takes away the decision-making for me. It's not random, it's consistent, and I think that's what makes it.
Yeah, it makes everything a policy, it makes it fair for everybody. Everybody has an opportunity to take advantage of the service.
We should probably pass a motion, entertain a motion to accept the water leak forgiveness program. Moved by trustee Pete, second. Second by trustee Broadbent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Steve. Next up, entertain a motion for the appointment of Larry Howard, the Massena Housing Authority tenant representative, effective May 1st.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next up, I'll entertain a motion for the appointment of Sharon Baxter to the Massena Housing Authority tenant representative, effective May 1st. So moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee McGinnis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we need to establish a public hearing for taxi cabs in regards to the taxi rates. We're going to ask to hold a public hearing and discuss the possible increase in taxi cab rates. It's just a hearing, doesn't mean we motion to have this, on the May meeting, May, May 19th at 5:30. Second?
Second.
Trustee Simpson, second. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This is also, Chief revised some of the language, took some of the,
What's a revision of some of the? Next up, entertain a motion to declare surplus and authorize sale of unserviceable DPW equipment. So moved by trustee Rodman, second.
Second.
Second by trustee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, proposed resolution to authorize the submission of engineering planning grant application for preliminary inflow and infiltration study. And is that the wastewater treatment plant, right?
Yeah, this is the collection system, but this is a good investment for us, because we do treat so much water that's infiltration. And then we're gonna be able to take our 20% local match and use it up with in-kind services, the work that we're gonna do. So it's gonna be a good deal for us.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee. Any other questions? It's a roll call vote. Trustee Teets?
Aye.
Trustee Brodman? Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Next up, entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Mike Kelso as our fire driver crew leader, effective end of business today. So moved by trustee Brodman, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Teets. Mike, thank you. Appreciate you stepping up and help us out with a short time.
Yeah, thank you for, giving me an opportunity, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, and hopefully, going back to my old position, some of the stuff in there, maybe it'll work out better for everybody else. So, thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good job.
Thank you. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Should we do this one in executive session first?
oh, sorry.
Entertain a motion to appoint Tyler Mulvana as the fire driver crew leader effective 12/01 tonight.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Pitts. Tyler, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We do need to canvass for a new fire driver, firefighter over at the fire department. Entertain motion of authorization to canvass for that position.
So
Moved by trustee McGowan, second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Marty Miller as our DPW superintendent, and that was effective April 15th.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Voucher warrants.
Entertain a motion to approve the voucher warrant signed by trustee Broadbent, Mayor Caitlin, and myself.
Second.
Second.
Second by trustee Broadbent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I think with our monthly reports, they're all online. Anything else to add, anyone? Communications, we did adopt the budget. Thank you again, once again, to everyone for all their hard work, much appreciated. Closing public comment period. Anyone wishing to address the board, either in here or online? Questions, Jeff, anything? That's what I like. Anyone? Seeing none, we do have a need for an executive session. It will be agreement with an employee, discussion of the possible sale of village properties, and the discussion of the addition of a school resource officer. Move to go to executive session.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Peak, second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
You need me for the last part?
I don't think so.